Welcome back again. Highway 38 Glass Road. It's 7 o'clock. I just did a live video from Angeles Oaks to there. The cell towers have changed. AT&T bought out Verizon over here, and I know it was good with Verizon down 38. I broke up a little bit on some of the switchbacks, but I don't trust it down here. Verizon's never worked that good down here either. But they sold to AT&T. Luckily, I've got two cell phones. One is AT&T, one's Verizon, so I can. That's why I got the second one different. Oh, they made a nice little hole there. Carved a little park out spot. Yeah, that was the problem last night. There was nowhere to park. They were doing brush clearance in here. There was a crew from San Luis Obispo. I hung out with them a little bit right at dark, and there wasn't no place to park. And it was a shout out to the Johnson family. There was one of the firefighters, one of the crew bosses was Johnson. He was from Yucaipa. He said he had family in Yucaipa and Calamasa. So shout out to from firefighter Johnson to his family. I always like asking them where they're from and how the ride was. And he said they were putting them up in a hotel in Hesperia, so at least they get part of the day out of it. The smoke down here is bad. Last night it really screwed me up. I'm in Redlands. When I go home in Redlands, it hasn't been bad. Saturday night was bad. I almost left. About 2 o'clock, I woke up and just felt like I was suffocating. Bad headache. And even with the air conditioner on and the got good double pane windows and insulation, and it gets in. You can't keep it out. I was doing the wet towel by the door, the whole thing, and that's why I sound like Kermit the Frog. So here we are. Let's see. We got a ways to go to get to the bottom. That's all Boy Scout reservation on my left. South Fork of Santa Ana is on my right. Down here is where during Tropical Storm Hillary 2 years ago, when they had 14 inches of rain in Hart Park, it just created a torrential flood through here. Took out the trailers down here by where the Dorner shootout was. Took out the cabins at South Fork. Took out a trailer down here at Seven Oaks where we're headed, and it killed that lady. They haven't found her. She was swept downriver. The guy in the trailer here, he was the guy who sounded the alarm. He heard it coming. He heard the boulders and trees crashing, down the riverbed, and he jumped out and looked and saw it coming, and he called 911, and they thought he was crazy. They said, "What?" He says, "You got to get everybody you got, over here now, because this is like a major disaster happening." And I think they lost one trailer there. There's like a rental place down here, like 6 trailers next to the lodge where they had a Dorner shootout. But then he kept telling them, he says, "Look," and I guess other people started calling, because there's not a lot of, there's no cell service at the bottom down here. But I think there's landlines. Yeah, there's landlines down here, or there was. And he said, and then they realized, they had a swift water flooding, major disaster going on. He said he grabbed his dog, jumped in he had a little Zuzu or Subaru SUV, and he said he just grabbed his dog and tore ass up the mountain here, back where I'm coming from, to get out of there. I saw him, I think, the next day. He was still pretty shook up. I think his trailer survived. The one next to him, the trailers are right next to the river, and the river went from 10 feet wide to 100 foot wide. Just insane. And you can see a little bit there. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, the fire's more west. That's looking east. Well, looky here. Maybe we might be able to see some fire down here tonight. I was down here last night and we couldn't see much. I could see the dozers clanking up Clark's Grade. I saw 4 dozers. They should have this gate open here, I would think. For all the gate's still closed. I'm surprised. You know, if somebody had an emergency, they had to come out the bottom. That's 1 in 86, I believe. Most of the gates you'll see open during these fires because it's closed, so they're not worried about somebody sneaking in, but they're worried about, you know, having to stop to get out to get the keys, or if they even have a key. This is probably a shift change, day shift. They're going home, go get some food, and some are in hotels, some are in the fire camp. And oh, look where they took a brush hog here and sawed those trees down. That was today. That wasn't there last night. And I'll let you see. There was a bunch of low boys down here with dozers on the right. I can't see if they're there or not. There must have been 5, 6 low boys in there with dozers. Yeah, I probably saw 30, 40 dozers yesterday. There's an excavator. Yeah, he's knocking down. Somebody's knocking down all the brush. They try and clear the brush away from the road to kind of like widen that's fuel for the fire, so they try and take away the fuel. Actually, I wanted to go down that road to 7 Oaks or Camp Redford. I'll come back. I'm going to go down here and look at this 7 Oaks here. Yeah, they've been working in here. You can see how they've cleared out the... And I haven't seen Tom, the last fire at Camp Redford, or Eldorado. Remember, I was hanging out with Tom. I'm trying to think of the name of their... He had that tree company, him and his partner. I was hanging out with them there. Here's the Dorner shootout. See these cabins here on the right and trailers. The river's right there. This is where they call it 7 Oaks Village. I think you can rent those. There's a guy that lives there. He's a doctor. And I believe the lodge is what burned down. They burned that lodge down with Dorner in it. Or the lodge burned down. I won't say they burned it down. But I could have sworn I saw for rent sign. I don't see that for rent sign anymore. It was like a day rental, I think, maybe. This is where the bridge got swept away. East side of 7 Oaks. Yeah, I wanted to get a picture of what they've done to the... Yeah, you can see here. It's just... Where'd my phone go? They've widened the creek out and channeled it. It's just... I wish they would leave it the way it was. Somebody made a little dam there. It looks like somebody... It's open to the public, or it was before the fire. I don't know if I haven't tried fishing since the fire, or since the storm. I think somebody said they caught some fish. They were still stocking it up above, I believe. They were stocking Jinx Lake. Yeah, they cut, look at this big tree they cut right here. They've cut a lot of trees.
123-101, I copy 97.
Yeah, it just kills me to see that. Yeah, we've already been through 7 Oaks. That's what it looks like here. I'm gonna try and go back to Converse Flats over there. before it gets too dark.
Okay. Investigator 168. That's RV Medical. I'm with the female with chest pain. It's going to be the center where the T-law was.
There's people sitting here down here with shotguns, and where the restaurant is, the cafe, and the resort, the camping area. There's if you're a looter, this ain't a place.
440, Charlie, uniform training.
There's a few old boys sitting out.
440, Charlie.
Don't want to get caught down here looting, because they'll never find you. They'll get down and just throw you in the creek. Let the crawdads chew on you. That cabin there almost got wiped out. It was just high enough to keep it out of the river. Rose up about 10 feet. Just high enough to avoid that. All the dozers are to my left, my 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. They're up there cutting dozer line. Let me see if he's got a for rent. 7 Oaks. Yeah, I think he took the for rent sign down. That's the old lodge there that they burned down. That's where they ran the ambush. Dorner hopped up in the second floor, and when the deputies pulled up, he had an elevated position, and God, it was 20 yards. He killed that Sheriff Deputy Jeremiah McKay, and he wounded the other deputy with him. Terrible day for the sheriff community, everybody for the sheriff community. And I mean, they got Dorner, but you can see here, I don't know if you can see this, they probably had AN crews in here too, and he's probably digging out trees. They're trying to clear this brush away from the road. They'll use this as a fire break. And they'll clear it back. God, I've seen them go 10, 20 yards. And they'll bring in, what do you call them? Shredders, those loud ass shredders. And they had a bunch of, well, the low boys are gone. There's a dump truck. Well, there's a low boy. I see a dump truck and a trailer. Looks like a low boy. Yeah, there was about 4 or 5 here last night. They've moved them out of the. Oh, that's wait. That's the way I want to go. Where am I going? There's not a lot of room at not Radford. There's not a lot of room at Converse Flats. Wait, is that the road? Yeah, that's the road, right? Yeah, that's the road. This bridge here got wiped out. When I go through, you'll see the logs and boulders that got. I mean, the river started here and went clear across the other side. It spread out that far, but it wiped out this bridge. Actually, the bridge plugged up, and the bridge was saved. Everything went around the bridge. See all the debris from the flood. I think this is the bridge. Yeah, this is the bridge here. It's underneath all the debris. Oh, there's the bridge right there. Yep. Bridge is still here, but and this was all a giant. This was a giant ravine. They dropped in some drainage pipes and made like a dirt bridge. Beam out a little bit. Creek's running pretty good. It's about 8 feet wide. You can't jump over it, but it must have been 100 yards wide, 10 foot deep. That was crazy. It washed out the road up here on the corner as that creek swung back and forth. Yeah, right there. I think right back there. It took that out. There's probably going to be a lot of dozers. We might be able to see, when I get around over here, we might be able to see some dozers cutting, or maybe the helicopters are done. Yeah, I got to get up here earlier tomorrow. I don't think I can go up to Radford. That's where a lot of the work's going on. And it's kind of narrow, gets tight in there. People are asking about Camp Radford. There's a camp here, Camp Sky Meadows. People were asking me about this camp here. There's a camp on the right, and then there's the Converse Flats is the forestry station. This might give us a view of the fire and maybe the dozers. On the, see that ridge over there in the distance? That's where they're...
I'll try V-Fire 26 also. I'll see if I can get a hold of him. I believe if it's the same individual, he kind of knew the area. If he's familiar with it, we'll probably put another hose lay from the top coming down, but only if he's familiar with it.
Yeah, one of the problems is a lot of these guys are from out of town. They don't know the area. So they're working off maps, talking to each other on the radio, the locals that know it. And they use pink tape, and they'll tape trees, you know, where they want them to turn.
It's Kaiser parking lot, Kaiser.
Here's the camp up here and the fire station. The last fire this place was, well, there's nobody here. Oh. Yeah, they should be. I'd say that's them.
We're looking for an assignment. Are you guys assigned yet or no?
That's how they were in the camp. Let's see if they're in here. Camp, yeah, Sky Meadows. First Methodist Church in Pasadena. A lot of the camp people ask me to just drive through, and they want to see. So Camp Sky Meadow looks good. I gotta be careful because I'm not a fire vehicle. There's a trail. There may be somebody here.
717-8433.
There usually is. They were saying the camp managers were staying, but I don't want to get shot as a looter. Hopefully they'll come out and look for us. I'm gonna wave, make sure. I don't have my yellow lights on either. Just let them know that we're cool. I got jacked up during the tropical storm just down where I turned at down there 10 minutes ago. There was two guys in the cabin there that came out. I know they were armed because they came right at me. And they said, what the hell? That's Converse Flats, the forestry station. Camp Radford is up. Yeah, see, I don't want to get up there. That's where a lot of work's going on. And not in the dark, maybe in the day. Maybe I'll try tomorrow, and I'll check and make sure it's cool to go up there. It's because it's a narrow ass road. This road on the left goes to Bear Creek. 109 takes you out to Bear Creek. Radford goes up, and Clark's Grade's down here too. Clark's Grade will take you up to Big Bear. But we can't. I'm trying to see if I can see the fire. Let's go up. It kind of opens up over here a little bit. Let's go up to the top of this. And they got a hello spot over here too. There's a hello spot. Hello spot is a clearing where the helicopter can land. Yeah, it looks like a dozer came up here and turned around. Or no, this dozer track. About time I gotta start a new video. Now this little cattle guard was getting pretty gnarly. Maybe hopefully he smoothed it out. From when you go over, you drop and it was digging it out. Let's see how bad it is. Oh man. Full drive time. Getting in that loose powder. I've got AT tires, which are kind of all-terrain. They're not mudders, but they're not street highway. They're kind of a blend of in between. Yeah, they've been in here working. You can see right here. See where the dozers are going crazy. To the right goes to Radford. This goes to Bear Creek. That's where the fire is. It's coming up to Bear Creek. So the fire is still... let's go down. Let's go down a little bit here. Get out of the trees here. And oh, man. See what I'm talking about? The cattle guards? This has got a pretty good view over here. To the west. Yeah, I got to worry about popping a tire. These blades expose those tree roots and pop a sidewall. Actually, I'm gonna stop the video here and start a new one. See ya.